Hey, what's going on, guys? So, look, I know y'all haven't seen me in a while, especially on a Facebook live feed or Instagram live feed or even YouTube. I haven't been doing a live feed, but I've been doing a lot of self working. So, I've been posting though, y'all, so I know y'all seen me because I have been posting. And I've been working so hard on, my brand and building that. So we have like official merch and apparel or apparel now, however you pronounce the word. I can never pronounce it right. But so that's what we have. So I've been working on that. What I want to discuss with you guys today, I was driving on my way to Baltimore, going through some amazing life changes. And I felt the need that I need to be in a place where I have to always drive, because driving gets me to clear my head, get me to think differently. So with that, finding yourself, what does that look like? Hey, I want to say thank you all to everyone who went on and watched my podcast of Let's Talk About Sex. I got a lot of dope feedback from that, y'all. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to like get myself together so I can follow up with that. So there's going to be another one coming this week. But either way, so finding yourself. So today I was driving. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and invite a couple of people because they asked me to. Like, hey, whenever you're on, please invite me. So I want to just go ahead and invite a couple people. Let me see. Okay. I think I had like my top 20 people that was like, you better invite me when you're on. So I'm going to make sure I do that right now. Okay, so we're done with thoughts. Now that that's done, can I come back to the screen? Oh gosh, guys, I don't know how to come back. Okay, yeah. I almost didn't know how to come back to the screen. So look, okay, so this is the deal. So finding yourself, right? I was driving today on my way to Baltimore, and I started thinking about a lot of things that I've been through and in my life. And why is it that I've never, and I'm going to say this, that, and I don't say this in being like, oh my gosh, I've never had this. No, I'm not saying it like that at all. What I'm saying is that I didn't grow up with learning how to build friendships at all. Like, I didn't grow up in that mindset. If anything, I grew up with having to fight. And probably like many of you who are on or who are going to be watching a replay of this, I grew up having to learn how to fight. Even like family members, because they was like, oh my gosh, you're from New York, but you're not really like, you haven't spent a lot of time here, so you don't really know the street like that. So they call themselves like, hey, we're going to whip her into shape. I give all peace and honor, whatever, to my cousins who whip me into shape to understand the streets a little bit better. So that did help me. But so far as building friendships, I had a family member come to me when I was younger and was like, you don't be taking the friends from my kids. Like, those are my kids' friends. So those are not your friends, just to let you know. And it did something to me. It really scarred me, where I never, and I was probably 8 or 9 at the time, but it scarred me in a way where I never seeked out to have friends. I would always approach a group or some people or whatever, or, friends, because that's the word. I would approach or be approached by to like, hey, come hang out with us, come chill with us and all that other stuff. But I always still kept myself on the outside of them. I never made myself like really a part of it. And it was always something that clicked in the back of my head. So one of the things too is about curses, is that people will put a curse on you. And if there's no other adult who understands to rebuke that curse, then you take it on and you build that upon you. So I want to say, like, parents, watch out about the people who talk to your children, who speak to your children, because the children, as children, we take it in, we take it on. So we allow, as children, we allow people to speak into us, and we don't know how to rebuke it. So parents, we have to teach our children how to rebuke a curse, what a curse is. So by an adult coming to me saying, those are not your friends, you don't take those friends away from my kids, like those are my kids' friends. And it scarred me. This is the first time I'm probably even saying this like live or anything. I know I've said this in person, like one-on-one to different people, and told some part of my story, but I've never mentioned this here. So, but it scarred me. But also it scarred me to the point where I didn't step into myself. It created a part of me that had a self-esteem issue. And from there, I went through a lot of major issues. I already wasn't with my parents. I've seen them every day, but I didn't live with them. I lived with my grandmother. And I just remember going through that, and I'm already kind of by myself. I have 3 brothers. They're younger than me. I'm the oldest, and so the only girl, and then I'm not allowed to be friends with other people who already have friends. So I didn't see like another single person like, oh, you're not a friend, you don't have a friend, good, and me and you could be friends. Like, I didn't grow up, so I don't have like a best friend out there. I have really, really good friends that are out there that I can claim. Like, if I claim you my friend, if I say me and you are friends, we friends. But if you tell me that you my friend and I haven't claimed you as a friend, then I might be a really good friend to you, but I've learned to have a standard of what a friend is to me. Like, I know what that is now. Before, I didn't know what that was. So, and I don't say that in disregard or anything to anybody who sees me as a friend. Guess what? I honor each and every last one of you who see me as a friend. Seriously. And some of you have been to the point where I also see you too as a friend. And as a personal friend. And that means a lot to me. But today, I really came into this thing where it was like, wow, about friendships, and not only not having friends or knowing how to build friends or how to maybe be a friend to somebody or understand what they need for friendships. And this has been a revealing year for me. And I thought about the people who came to me and said, yeah, Robin, we're friends. I thought about people who came to me and said, yeah, I rock with you, or, I F with you, or whatever. I thought about those people who said those things to me. And then I look at where they are now. They're not here. So I realized if you rock with me, if you F with me, then you will still be here. Because if I rock with you and I F with you, then guess what? I'm still there, regardless, whatever it is. And I talked about that early in the year, unconditional and conditional friendships. Which one do you have? And how does that impact your life? And how does that impact the relationships that you have? And what is that? And where did it come from? If we learn how to have if we've learned how to have conditional or unconditional friendships and relationships with one another, what does that look like? What does it mean? What is the communication behind it? Things like that. So I've had people between this year and last year who's definitely, like, yo, I rock with you. Like, that's my girl, that's my girl, that's my girl, that's my girl. And then something shifts and it's like, oh, I don't rock with her like that. It's like I don't know. And maybe it's just me, because I've had people where it's like, if I rock with you, I rock with you. Now, I might not agree with everything that's going on, but I still rock with you. Like, for real, I really do. It's a different meaning. Maybe it's the old school meaning for me. Me growing up the way I grew up in New York City, and you have a different set of loyalty, and just being around a different crowd and seeing the way people are. So like I've had people that I haven't talked to in years, and when I go back home, to New York, they're like, yo, what's up? Like, and if anything was to happen, they like, yo, what's up? We got your back. Like, hands down. Like, I don't ever have to worry about that. So those people I know, they rock with me, and I rock with them, because if I hear, of something, I'm like, okay, yo, I got to lace up my shoes and go and see what's going on, or I got to come and visit you at the hospital, or visit your family member at the hospital, whatever the case is, because I rock with you, whether if we talk every day or if we don't. But the whole thing about finding yourself and stepping into yourself, and how we were already stepped into ourselves from day one, from the day we were born. And as we grew older, whether if it was from family members or people that we've met along the way, friends, acquaintances, co-workers, they took in the clothing that we've had that was so dope from the beginning when we were born. Our clothing that we had, ourselves, was so dope from the beginning. And because somebody robbed them and raped them of their clothing, their dopeness, they want to take and rob you of your clothing, your dopeness. Like, seriously, I think every last single one of us are dope in our own way. I don't care if, if you, the dude or the girl on the street, and everybody's like, why she wearing her clothes like that? Her pants are like really, really baggy, or her stuff is really tight, or why she don't never wear no clothes, and she got everything cut here, and she always showing her breasts, and she got all these, whatever it is, or why she always got to be showing her behind out, or, or why this dude, he dressed like that, or this person like this person, like all of that. Like, you robbing somebody, you're raping somebody, you're raping them of their dopeness. That's what makes them who they are. And like just be okay with that. Like, seriously. So I realized that over the years of my life is that I can't say that I haven't robbed anybody or raped anybody of their dopeness, because I probably have. And just didn't realize it, didn't know it, didn't recognize, didn't know that's what I was doing. And so I've been going into a lot of meditation, and going into a lot of not even self-sacrificing, because it is said obedience is worth more than the sacrifice. So I'm not going to sacrifice or self-sacrifice, but what I'm going to learn how to do is to be obedient to the process, and be obedient to just being human as a whole, being obedient to this. That's what it is. Because if I'm not obedient, I don't care how many sacrifices that I give of myself, we still not going to connect, because it doesn't take a self-sacrificing. It's like, look, people, I got a client. She comes in late. She wants to pay me this extra big tip. She's going to sacrifice more of her finances because she was late to make up for that. But if she just came on time, it will be, I'm like, okay, yeah, she took me. But at the end of the day, guess what? It backs my whole day up for hours sometimes. I remember going through that. But at the end of the day, even if I made $100, $200, $300 more because everybody was late, guess what? It still doesn't beat you just being on time. It still doesn't beat the fact that I could have left work at 8 o'clock in the evening. Now I'm leaving at 12 o'clock at night. Like, an extra whatever dollars doesn't beat that. Like, seriously. So it's not about the sacrifice that we make to be somebody's friend, or to just to be their friend, or to rock with them, or roll with them, or F with them, or whatever we want to call it. It's the obedience to the process. It's the obedience to one another. It's like, hey, well, she doesn't agree with eating meat, so why am I going to, like, yo, here go this burger? Like, why would you do that? Come on. I don't know. So I do know. It's not that I don't know. I do know. So just getting the thought process together. But yeah, so we rob one another of our dopeness. Seriously. And sometimes we have to rob ourselves. Not necessarily rob ourselves, but we have to take off the clothing, the thing that people put on us, what they want us to be. We have to take that off, and we have to allow ourselves to get like completely naked, like really, really naked, and say, I don't want to wear this shirt you giving me. I don't want to wear these pants. I don't want to wear these shoes because the shoes that you gave me don't even fit me right. They hurt my feet. They too tight, or they too big, or they don't have no laces. You know, you gave me these pants. You know, they dirty. You know, you gave me these. And I'm going to say this, y'all, down to our sexuality. So you gave me these dirty drawers that you gave me to wear. I don't want to wear these drawers because the drawers that I had were clean. They were neat. They fit me. They wasn't baggy. They weren't too tight. They didn't cut around my waist. They fit me the way that I am. If I'm a big, voluptuous girl, then they fit me right and they feel good and I walk good and they look good underneath my clothes. Like that's like a real thing, y'all. I don't want to wear this bra that you gave me because now you telling me that either, oh, her breasts aren't big, or her breasts are too big, or one breast is bigger than the other, and you can tell the difference and all this other stuff. You robbed me of who I was comfortable with being. I was comfortable with being who I am. I was comfortable with being myself, my physical self, my emotional self. You tell me, oh my gosh, she cries all the time. Oh my gosh, it seems like she just always, oh my gosh, she just, why you gotta, or she's happy. She's always happy all the time. Why she's always happy? Like, no, I'm not giving you that. I'm not giving you that. And what I found out, like going through this while I'm on my drive today, like I was just like, wow. I understand there's a lot of hurtful people out there. I understand when I was hurt. And I understand there's a lot of hurtful people out there. And there's a lot of people that are like me who have been hurt but have gone through a healing process and are still going through the healing process. And there are a lot of people out there who are like me, who are teaching other people how to go through their own healing process and how to forgive themselves. Like we have to learn to forgive ourselves for whatever it is that we felt that we put ourselves through. Like I've had many a times when I'm in the salon and I'm by myself and I have to look in that mirror and I have to say, Robin, I forgive you. I forgive you for allowing this girl to say this to you, for that guy to say that to you. I forgive you. I forgive you for you not knowing how to speak life into your daughter. That's a real thing. That's very real. And we have to do that. So we have to take off the mess, the stuff that don't fit us well. We have to take all that off. And we have to allow ourselves to be naked. And then we have to cleanse that aura. We got to cleanse that energy away from us. We really do. And after that, then you go shopping. You go shopping naked. When you expose yourself, when you're open, you're transparent, you go shopping naked. Because this is the time where, like right now, me exposing myself and telling people, hey, this is the way I grew up. I'm not saying like I'm angry or mad or I feel this way towards that particular person. They had their own mess, their own clothes that wasn't fitting them, their life clothes that wasn't fitting them that somebody else put on them. They just didn't recognize they had it on and they didn't know how to take it off. I understand that. If anything, I have forgiveness for them. So we have to allow ourselves to walk naked as we go shopping to find the clothes that fit us. I find I like being the way I am right now. It feels good. It feels really freaking good. It feels awesome. It feels like, it just feels good. It feels really, really good. It's a lot of joy. Even on days when I'm sad, I still have a joy. And I used to hear people would say, well, how are you happy? How do you have joy when you're sad? When you're upset? How do you have joy? Because I've learned how to love myself. Because I had people, they taught me how to see that they too were wearing clothes. They were wearing attitudes that didn't fit them. They were wearing attitudes that belonged to someone else, that someone else gave them, and they took that on. They allowed people to speak into them, not speak to them. but speak into you. And when you allow somebody to speak into you and you become that, and you're not happy, and you look at me like, Dad, I don't remember having a time where I was just so, everything is just so negative. Everything is just so not happy for me. But I don't understand. Like, why every time I go out and get the job, I can't get the job. My boss is bothering me. You know, my hairstyles don't never come out right. I don't like my stylist all of a sudden. We used to be like really cool. Now we're not cool no more. You know, like this girl, I used to rock with her. And this dude, we used to be really good friends, and we ain't that way no more. And, you know, I don't know, just everything not working. Everything's not working. You got to ask yourself, who are you around? Who are you allowing to speak into you? Who are you allowing to speak into your life? Seriously. So we can curse one another. We don't know how to rebuke. We don't know how to rebuke the curse. And that's a powerful thing. And it's so funny because I grew up learning or believing, having a belief system that taught me what they taught me about a curse or what's demonic and what's a demonic spirit and things like that. And I realized a curse is not profanity. I just don't like using it. And sometimes I do. But I know when I do because I'm really pissed off and I'm talking about something. Then I'm like, blah, 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 and I'm like, oh God, you just took me all the way here. Let me come back. And then I got to get myself together because that's my lower self. I don't work out of my lower self. I work out of my greater self up here. So, but I forgive. I forgive people who aren't even asking for forgiveness. That's dope. That's the dope me. I forgive to people that don't even ask for forgiveness. You got to do that. Because they may not know how to ask for forgiveness. They may not know how to say I'm sorry. Because maybe they're still working out of their lower self. Maybe they're learning how to work in their higher selves. But the lower selves is grabbing. And so it's hard for them to come out. And they want to come out. But they got to have that break. And they got to be willing to cut off. They got to be willing to make a decision. A decision means to cut everything else off. It does not matter. I decided it's only here and that's it. All that other stuff doesn't matter. So you got to learn how to do that, y'all. So today, by me having a realization of what it means to step into yourself, stepping into yourself and stripping off the old personality and putting on a new one. And that's even scriptural, guys, for those who are, scripture-based and spiritual-based and Bible-based and all that other good stuff. It is a real thing to take off the old personality and put on a new personality. But I'm telling you, you want to know what is the new personality that you're putting on. Does it serve you? Does it build you? Does it bring good things to you and around you? Does it create where you're happy, where you're blessing other people instead of cursing other people? What is it giving? What is it in your life? Somebody did you wrong. So do you bless them or do you curse them because they did you wrong? Or do you realize that maybe they don't know no better? And maybe they don't know that they don't know any better. Or so it makes it appear and it seems like they know better when they really don't. They don't know no better. They really don't. That's why Jesus Christ said, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. They're not even aware of it. They're not even aware of it. So even Jesus Christ being up on the cross, the stake, whatever anybody want to call it, if you believe the story. Some of you who don't, who just said, well, it was a character, his name was Christ, whatever the case is, or whatever story that you grew up with that had the sacrifice, that talked about it, this sacrifice their life for your life. Whatever that is. It is said over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. Forgive them. And he's in pain. He has this thing on his head with thorns sticking out of it, a crown on his head with thorns sticking out of it, and they stick it in his head. They go ahead and they nail his hands together like this. Could you imagine being nailed together with the weight of your 100 and, for me, 120 pound body, 200, 300, 400 pound body hanging up, and that all hanging on your hands? And he still says, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. And they nail his feet together the same way, for those who have the same story that I have. They nail his feet the same way, so his weight is on his feet, pushing down and pulling down from his hands. Surprised they didn't split. His hands didn't split. Like, that's be painful. Could you imagine being in so much pain, physical pain, and still asking for forgiveness? Asking not for him to be forgiven, but to forgive the people who are doing it to him. So guys, when we are in pain, it is the hardest time to forgive anybody who has done anything to you, especially when they're in the midst of nailing your hands and nailing your feet and pushing this crown down on your head. It is the hardest time to say, I forgive you, because you do not know what you are doing. That's deep, y'all. So I want to leave y'all with that. Know the personality that you're picking up. Number one. Make sure that it serves you. It's great if it can serve other people too. Make sure it's a healing for you and healing for the people around you. And forgive, even in the midst of all your pain. Forgive. Forgive in the midst of the stones that are being thrown. Forgive in the midst of them spitting on you. Forgive in the midst of them nailing your hands, nailing your feet. Forgive in the midst of them putting a thorn crown on your head and pressing it down over you. We got to forgive them, guys, because they do not know what they are doing. They don't know. And when you forgive, even if you get a chance to tell them, if you don't get a chance to tell them, some people I can't tell them I forgive them because guess what? They not here no more. And I'm not talking about my dad. Some family members, I can't tell them I forgive them because they not here no more. So they can't hear that in this physical, but my spirit, my energy, I forgive them. Because now the friendships that I build, the people I see as friends, the people that want to be my friend, I have a sense of allowing them. to be my friend. I have a sense of allowing them to be who they are. I know how to do that. I didn't know how to do that before. But you gotta forgive them, guys. So, that's my word for today. I'm about to go to the gym. I'm gonna go to the gym and go sit in the sauna. And like I say always, I honor each and every last one of you who's watching now and who's going to be watching the replay. Thank you all. I'll see you later.